Welcome back to another episode of the Winner's Culture, where we like to highlight the journey to success and not the glory that it brings. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be here with my co-host again. To my left.
Hey, y'all, it's Blondie.
And then to my right.
It's just JJ.
And y'all know me. I'm just Daryl. 1 R, 1 Y, 1 L. Don't mess that up. It's real simple. You know what I'm saying? Today, we got another great one for y'all. Special guest with us. We got Aliyah from the Elite brand in Studio 8. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good.
What's poppin', player?
Oh, man. So just a quick little background. Coming here and shooting, we walk past your studio like every day. Every time we come here.
Every day.
And I'm like, Studio 8. I see the presentation outside, the QR code, the scan. I'm like, oh, they on their business. They doing what they supposed to do. But I never knew what they did over it. I didn't know what y'all did. So the first thing, for the people that's watching, Studio 8 and then the Elite brand, could you clarify and tell the people what that is and what it's about?
Okay, so Studio 8 is the actual salon.
Right.
That's the business that I have with my business partner. Her name is Fab. She does makeup. Best makeup artist in the city.
Okay.
No cap.
Shout out to her.
You know?
So that's that. And then the Elite brand is my baby that I've been working on since 2017, working out of my apartment. And that's basically my lash business.
Wow. So you say you've been working on it since 2017?
2017.
Can you tell us about the journey a little bit? Like,
the journey was wild.
Like what it was like to get.
The journey was so wild. So basically the reason why I even got into lashes was because my hairdresser. I was going to this lady for probably 4 years, all throughout high school. And then when I went away for college, she did my lashes probably like my junior year. Yeah, my junior year summertime. And this was right before I had to go back up to Penn State. And I looked at the lashes. I'm like, oh, these lashes are bomb. I want to know how to do them so I could do them myself. Because if I'm up at school, nobody has that. Like, everybody up there, if anybody ever went to Penn State, we are literally in main campus.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. You went to Maine?
Yeah.
That's
Main
5
campus.
hours away, right?
3.
3.5?
But you're literally in a town surrounded by absolutely nothing.
Okay.
There is no hairdressers. There is no
hair
lash
stores.
techs, no hair store.
Yeah.
You got Sally's at the best.
So did we. I know the struggle.
It's
Ordering braid and hair off Amazon.
So basically, the whole reason why I even wanted to learn was to do them on myself.
Right.
So I had a paid internship that summer, going into my senior year. I made probably like $3,000 in 1 month, and the class was only like $600, but I told my parents that it was $1,200 because they said that they was going to half on me, so they ended up paying for it.
She hustled.
They ended up paying for it, and I just was like, all right. Then I just bought all my supplies and literally went up to school and started doing them.
Wow.
That's how it all started, and then from there, I started doing them in 2017. I graduated in May 2018, and then I had to figure out whether or not I wanted to go into corporate America or if I wanted to basically stay and do lashes. Obviously, y'all see where I stayed. I did my lashes.
So was that the whole time? Like, whole time you was dedicated to lashes?
Whole time.
Never
I haven't had a regular 9-to-5 job. I haven't worked for somebody since 2007. 2016.
Wow.
What were you an undergrad for?
Labor and Employment Relations.
Okay. So
HR.
Yeah.
they go hand
So
in
it's
hand.
still work
like,
for
you
you.
know.
Do you use that in your business? Like that?
I
Like
do.
anything you learn?
I definitely use it within the salon. As of like for my one-on-one for the lashing, it's not really, I don't really have to create an environment because the environment is already created. And that's usually what human resources is. But I am trying to expand within my business. So I am going to have to use certain things that I learned from school in that.
Okay.
Once I start expanding.
Well, it's great that you have it. Like, everything kind of came full circle.
Yeah.
What's the name about the Elite brand studio? Like what's the name about?
So Studio 8. It's nothing into this name, like, at all. I'm so serious.
That's your favorite number?
My favorite number is 8. I was born on November 8th. Like, I have the number 8 tatted on me. Like, I just love that number. So one day, when we was thinking about a name, me and Fab thinking about a name, I'm like, Fab, you like the number 8? She was like, I don't really care. Like, it's fine. I was like, oh, so how you like Studio 8? She was like, Okay, do it.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Cool, right to me.
And the Elite brand, I literally just changed it to the Elite brand because before it was Elite by Aliyah.
Okay.
But like I told you guys, I want to expand. So
Right.
I didn't want it to be more focused on me. I wanted to just be a brand itself.
Right.
So why not the Elite brand? And also Elite because I feel like I'm elite. Like everything.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like I want to be a part of the elite. So why not have my business say like elite? Everything about it should be elite. Everything should be luxury. Everything should be top tier. When you think of my business, I want you to think like I'm the Chick-fil-A of fast food, like of all of that, of lashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I go in there too.
What?
I'm like,
In
in the salon.
like it's really giving top tier. We in the hood, but it's giving top tier.
No, it is
Where we're
beautiful
at.
in there. It's
Where
very
we're at.
nice.
When I went in there, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who do what, but whatever they doing, they doing it good. they doing it good. Where we're at. So what was the process like building clientele? Like was it always good, or you know what I'm saying? What
It
was
wasn't always good. So when I first started up at Penn State, it was easy for me to get clientele because
everybody.
everybody
needed it.
kind of knew me already.
Mm-hmm.
I partied a lot. Like also the guy who I was going out with at the time, he was on the basketball team. So it was just like, you know, I had the whole basketball team handing out my flyers to all of their little girlfriends.
That's how you
or
look.
whatever the
She
case
loving
is.
it. That's how you do it. She
Yes,
like.
That is how you
Yep.
do it. Like, I literally was in, it's this place called The Hub. That was like the main place that everybody had. Like it was like a cafeteria, but also everybody just chilled in there. Girl, I'm telling you, I was handing out flyers to everybody. If I saw you here go a flyer. And then if I see any of the teammates, I need you here. Handing you stack. When you go to class, you drop it off, put it somewhere, put it hanging on a bullet board. Tell all your hoes that.
Yo, that's what I was
Send them
thinking.
all
I
to
wasn't
me.
gonna
Send
say it.
them all.
I was
Tell
thinking
all
that.
your hoes I'm
Tell
doing
your
lashes.
girlfriends.
Tell your
I won't say
girlfriends.
right,
Tell the
right.
side
I know
girls.
y'all got them
I
coming
I
through,
won't
huh?
say
Give 'em
Nothing,
the-
send them all to me. I won't say a
I won't say a word.
Nope,
And I
ain't my
wasn't.
business.
I don't care about that. I'm trying to make some money.
Fact.
So that was easy for me to do it because people already knew me. It was very familiar. But also a lot of the time when I first started off with my business, I did not post myself with my business because I wanted people to come to me because my work was good, not because they knew me.
Right.
But then once I graduated in May 2018, I had to start back over. Nobody really knew me in Philly. I was more up at Penn State. And it was hard for me at first. Like those first couple months, it was so hard to get clientele. I was working out of a salon and I wasn't even able to pay the full rent.
Wow.
Like it was so hard. She would just ended up doing like a agreement with me where she was taking percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, you know, we just gonna try to get your clientele up there and then we'll work on you paying the full rent. And I was like, all right. When I tell you, it wasn't until I met my business partner and like a couple of my other friends that I'm friends with now that my business started to really go in a upward direction. But all of the friends that I have now all have their own businesses. So it was like I was around more like-minded people, seeing what they do to get their clientele. They're also referring people to me. And I'm also, it was another, one of my friends, she's also another lash tech. So now I'm learning better techniques working with another lash tech.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it just was like, everything kind of like came together at the right time. And I went from being like overlooked to overbooked. It was crazy.
That's going on the reels
She
for
flexing.
sure.
sure.
That's going on the
definitely
reels for sure.
It was so crazy.
That's what's
I like
up
that.
though. I feel like so the key takeaway from that is networking. You
Networking.
gotta get around people
Your
that's
network.
that's like minded and people that can sharpen your skills and people to tell you how to market and how to get clients and all that. Y'all was working together basically.
We was all working
Right.
together.
Yeah.
We all wanted to eat.
That's
And
a
we
fact.
was real hungry at that time too. Like everything was real fresh, everything real new. Now we kind of like in the game for a minute, and I'm like, I'm a little tired, but I still gotta show up.
Right.
That type of support is great for women, especially like, you know, to be able to look to other women and women that are like-minded, like you said, you know, just to help grow your business. Because that's not always common for
It's
women.
definitely
It's
not.
like, it's very hard to come by, and it's like greatly appreciated when you like,
When you find somebody and it's genuine, and it's not like, oh, let me figure out what she doing so I could do
Right.
it better, or let
Right.
me not give her the resources that I have or what I know. One whole time, people don't understand that, like, okay, it's Pepsi and there's Coca-Cola. That's the exact same thing.
Right.
Are you serious right now?
Right.
Literally, it tastes the same. It looks the same. However, for some reason, I like Pepsi better than I like Coke.
Right.
It's all about people's preference. Like, just because you are doing lashes and I'm doing lashes doesn't mean that your clients are now going to come to me, or we're in competition. Because there's only one me and there's only one you.
Yep.
You do lashes like how you do them. I do lashes how I do them. And there's nobody ever going to be able to do them the exact same way that I do them. And there's nobody going to be able to do them the exact same way that you do them.
Right.
So, kind of like tit for tat. And I
Right.
know a lot of people don't. At first, a lot of people weren't coming to me because I was the best lash tech. They were coming to me because they liked the conversation that I was having with them and how comfortable I made them feel.
But now,
They're coming to me because
I'm the best.
and I'm also, I'm also very elite.
But now, but yeah, like you were saying, speaking to the having your people. Blondie, you got your people too? Like, you got a pack too of people that
Yeah,
that-
I got a team of people for sure. And
that
kind
y'all-
of like similar to your story, I was, not making shop rent. I had a percentage worked out, and I was also the assistant to the salon owner that I'm under now. And she really kind of like gripped me up by the neck and like, just pulled me up there with her, because she was very welcoming. She also has the mindset of like, everybody's going to win, everyone's going to eat, and she really helped me. And not that I was like another way before, but I was very shy and I didn't, I wasn't very outspoken. And she helped make me comfortable with being in an environment with other women, and like, just being comfortable with talking to other women, learning from them, being comfortable with teaching things that I've learned, like, just stepping into womanhood and like a businesswoman aspect and role. So I got my people for sure. Like, it's a solid.
That's good.
That's the lesson, y'all. Get your people. Everybody, teamwork.
Be
for
open
sure.
to people too.
Also,
Like, be very open to people, because it just be open.
One of my clients told me, she said, don't ever be afraid to say what you need, because you never know who might be in a room with you. Like, it used to be weird to say like, oh, I need this, because you never want to seem like you begging.
Right.
We're not begging.
Right.
We're not begging.
Right.
But you also want to let people know what you need, because you never know who they know or who they could put you in contact with, or like even if they could do it.
Right.
Yep.
And so like, I try to help people out or give knowledge where I know, or connect certain people with different people. It's people that contact me every day. Oh, like, do you know a studio place? Yeah, I'll give you the number. Oh, you know a hairstyle? Yeah, got you the number.
Right.
You know this? Yes. I have a couple contacts. I got a nice little
Right.
contact
Right.
list. What you need?
That's why you gotta talk
need a
to people.
photographer?
Right.
You need what? Okay, I got you.
That's how it's supposed to be. What y'all both mentioning, like training and like learning. I would say one question I wanted to ask the floor, y'all probably could jump into it first, is like, how do y'all feel about being self-taught and then having traditional training?
Okay, so I feel like it depends on what you're learning. So before I did lashes, I was really into hair. Nobody ever taught me how to do hair.
Right.
I kind of just learned as I went. My aunt was a hairstylist, but like, I just watched what she did.
Yeah.
So I kind of sort of was self-taught.
Right.
With lashes, I feel like you can be self-taught, but I do feel like it's your responsibility as the lash professional to go out and get more education about what you're doing, because it's all about perfecting a craft.
Right.
You can't perfect a craft by just doing, like, trying to learn everything by yourself. Sometimes it's better to put an investment in, pay that little extra bread so that you can learn it faster than making all of these different mistakes when you probably lost all this valuable time, which people don't understand. Time is the most valuable thing that we have.
Right.
So instead of just spending a little $1,000, $1,500, however much the class or course costs, you done wasted all this time, a whole year, when you could have made a whole 6 figures
Right.
off of paying that.
Would you
$1,500.
consider yourself self-taught or professionally trained?
I've been professionally trained.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I didn't do lashes until I took a class. Like, I got certified. And then after that, I got certified 2 more times. And I'm also licensed now. So I went to esthetician.
So you got your PhD in lashes.
Basically.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like it's definitely stuff that it depends on what you do. You feel what I'm saying? Like I think I think I told this story probably before, but it's a lot of engineers, and most of the engineers I came across is self-taught. Like it's 1,000 YouTube videos on how to engineer. Right. Like audio engineer in the studio for people who don't know music. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. So like when I was self-taught, I was pretty good, but then I went and took the internship for free for a year and a half. Like when I say for free, they wasn't paying me for a year and a half.
Yeah, my man, painting the walls.
Had me painting the walls and mopping the floors and dusting stuff and all that. But the knowledge I gained definitely was invaluable. I wouldn't have got it nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely put me on a level that was kind of set apart. Not kind of. That was set apart. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I feel like y'all pretty much touched on it. Like y'all said, it depends on what it is that you're like practicing. As far as hair and like cosmetology, I feel like a lot of women can say that they started out self-taught because like you, I would watch my aunts and like, you know, my family members, cousins, everything. But I think when you want to start practicing on people, you might have to take like some professional training because you might know how to do something, but you need to know why and how to fix it if something goes wrong. Like, you know, or if like, because everybody is not the same. People have different skin, different hair, different lashes, like different needs, and you need to know how to be able to service that. And if you're just practicing on yourself, like you can do somebody like you, but you need to be able to do other people and other, you know, ethnicities, hair textures, just whatever.
Yeah.
So
and it help you feel more comfortable too. Like,
for sure.
Feel way more comfortable.
And you could charge more because that price going to go up.
The price
going to go up. That price going to go up.
That's what I'm saying. That's what people don't get. Once you start investing, your price automatically go up.
Yep.
Because I just spent all this money.
Now
my price has to add
for
up.
Sure.
You're now on a different level.
Elite.
Elite.
Did you have any setbacks when you was, you know, like
Yes. I've had
after and I mean like
setbacks.
after you got it going. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the first setback was when I had all of my clientele up at school and I came home.
Yeah.
That was the first setback. Like I went from, like I'm making my little $1,000 a week up at school because my prices
she making more than the trappers.
Yeah,
she making more.
Okay. My prices were so much cheaper. My prices were so much cheaper in school. So the $1,000 a week, I'm like, oh my God, I never saw this before. Yes. So it was like when I came home, I went from making $1,000 a week to literally making, I see 2 clients, maybe, possibly. I'm making $0. Don't got no money in my account. I can't even go on a vacation. And I like to travel. Okay.
So you talked about what it was like, you know, when you got back from college and your clientele was going as your first setback. Do you have any setbacks after that, after you got reestablished?
So I feel like there's been 2 setbacks lately. So everybody know when it was the whole pandemic, that's when everybody was making the most money because nobody was supposed to be working.
Right.
Then everybody had PUA, all that type of money. So once PUA and all of that stuff stopped, I think every service-based industry
definitely
can
took a
tell
hit.
you that people are not coming in the same way that they was coming in when they was getting them checks and them stimmies. Okay?
That's a fact. That is a
They
fact.
were coming in spending that money. But now it's like very slow. So now I have to sit around and think about like, how can I get more people to come? How can like I make it a little bit more interesting, or like, I don't know, maybe start a different product. How can I just make it better? So that was one. And then another setback that we had was also because of the pandemic, and this was with the Studio 8. When we first got the studio, it was right before the pandemic. So we got it in February. We had a freaking pandemic when everything was shut down, was in March. We had to get stuff built in there. Wow. We had to all of that stuff stop. then everything is taking longer to come. So it took us so long to have our grand opening and actually be able to open up the studio. Yeah. It was like we were just paying rent on a salon that could not even be accessed.
Wow. Wow,
and
that was
it
crazy.
was like we got that in February. We didn't have our grand opening until September. I started working in there in May with no furniture because I was just like, I'm not about to keep paying 2 rents because I was working at another salon. Like, I'm not paying 2 rents. I'm ready to go on my own stuff. I just had chairs. It was chairs, no couch, no table, no mirrors, nothing. And I was just like, we just got to make it.
But you was working out of there, though.
I was working out of there.
You was making it happen, though.
We had to make it happen. The air, crazy. I don't even think the air was working at that time.
God.
Like,
the same thing happened to us. Like, literally, like, story for story, the dates, the clientele, the grant, everything, the air. Same
so,
thing.
like, was it discouraged? Like, how did y'all, did y'all think about working at Applebee's or something? Like,
no.
It was never giving work for somebody else again.
I was never going back.
I'm not going to. I don't think I could go back to working for somebody after working for myself for so long. It's that freedom.
Yeah.
But also the same thing with that freedom is a lot of responsibility that people don't talk about. Like, yeah, I get to make my own schedule, and yeah, I could, like, do what I want because I'm the boss.
Right.
But also, I'm the boss. So I have to make sure that I have all my supplies. I have to make sure that I'm there on time. I have to make sure that my customer is satisfied. I have to make sure I'm posting 3 times a week. I have to make sure
That's what they don't know
content.
about. That's
I
what they
have to
don't know
make
about.
sure I'm texting everybody back. Like, it's hard. I have to make sure I reach out to different people to even, like, book your appointment again. Like, I'm literally everything to my business. If I step away from my business crumbles, and that's what I'm trying to expand. So I don't have to be everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you had any setbacks because, or specifically because you're a woman? Because I know I talked to a lot of different women in business, even Blondie over here, and she's told me about many times where people treat you differently, maybe at the bank or maybe outside, because, or have you felt that?
I don't think I felt like it hindered me.
Okay.
I think it actually made it better for me.
It might help you.
It's easier for me to get people to work and work for cheaper prices.
It probably was. It probably was. Do a smile. Can you work for $2?
Of
course.
Absolutely.
Anything.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
A little wink.
The charm work every time.
It was easier for me to negotiate a little bit. Like, when we were getting the studio at first, like, talking to the guy, I felt like he didn't think that I knew what I was talking about. And that's a lot. I love when people think I don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of people think I'm so dippy. And I think it's the blonde hair. It's also because I do have blonde moments. Like, sometimes you'll be like, Aliyah, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you say that? But I'm very, very smart. Like, I graduated in high school I was graduated top 20, 4-point-something GPA. In college, Dean's List. I graduated, like, I'm not dumb.
Right.
She been talking heavy this whole time.
Like,
Hope y'all been,
I'm really not.
hope y'all been tuned in. Like,
Yeah, I went to Penn
Stop
State.
playing with her.
Everybody came from
Main
Penn
campus.
State.
Main campus.
stop playing with her.
Get in the main campus all 4 years. Come on now.
That's a fact.
So it's just like, I like when people underestimate me, because then that's when I'm talking to him, and he's like, oh, she's actually smarter than we thought. At first, like, I remember he wanted, like, probably like $1,800 or something for that studio. I'm like, well, it's certain things that aren't up to par in the studio already. And I'm like, well, you just said we could have this amount of square footage for this price. So I think this is the price that we would go. And I'm like lowballing him, knowing dang on well, like, I didn't even want him to do that price. I want him to do a different price. Like, I'm trying to make you say my price.
Right.
And it actually ended up saying my price.
That's what we love to see, though.
Facts.
All these stories is that's what we here for. You feel what I'm saying? Let these people know. They always trying to play with us. I think it's because we black.
I think it might be.
Right.
That whole time, don't play with me. I'm
Right.
really not one of them. I'm really not.
So, did you have any, or can you name 3 highlights in starting the business? And we talked about the lowlights a little bit. You got 3 highlights in starting the business?
My highlights was one highlight was definitely when I made my first 10K. Well, not made my first 10K, actually saved my first 10K. Like, and the way I was saving it, you would have thought that I was a drug dealer.
In the
Like,
mattress.
my dad, oh my God, my dad hated it so bad. He's like, Aliyah, stop walking around with these rubber bands full of money.
With the bands out.
I'm really wrapping it up, rubber band. I'm like, stop playing. I literally had it. I'm like, I'm touching it. It's like, oh my God.
She was in the crib.
You had the money phone.
Oh my God.
She was in the mirror.
I'm taking pictures with my money. I'm gonna take a picture of it. Oh, what you talking about? What? Who got what? I'm talking major shit. Like, oh, you know what I said? I think I made a caption. I said, bitches got a $1,400 bag, but don't got $1,400 to put in it, and I got like 5 stacks right here. I'm like, oh yeah, what you
flexing?
Talking real heavy. It was so bad. I'm like, I'm ridiculous. Like, I need to stop.
That's what we love.
I'm ridiculous. Like, I'm ridiculous.
Oh, man. All right, so that's one.
That's one. The second one I could say is when I started teaching.
Okay.
So I was so hesitant about teaching because I was discouraged. I thought, like, who am I to teach somebody how to do lashes, and I kind of really don't know what I'm doing. Like, I be winging it. But I realized I actually did have knowledge to teach people, and they use it still to this day. And then after I got rid of all of my, like, insecurities within myself, I started teaching. And it was really good. And my first group class was really good. I didn't do another group class after I did my first one because it just was a lot of work. Like,
They was needy.
No, it wasn't that they were needy. It just was like, I felt like everything that could have went wrong on my first class, it did. But it just, at the end, it came all together.
Okay.
It did. And my third one is my third highlight, I could say, is I just got my own car. Like, I got a car in my business.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
That's what's up.
I
I
bought my
Businessman.
first car. This is the first car that I bought.
Yes.
And it's a
What kind?
Benz.
And it's a Benz. And it's a Benz. She going crazy.
And it's like my business. Like, it's all within my business.
Yeah.
I played it smart because I'm like, I'm not about to put this in my name. I'm
That's
going to
a
put it in
fact.
my business name and see if I can get it done. If I can get it done, I can. If I can't, oh well. And I went to the dealership and I said, "Game, I can't."
Fresh off the lot.
Fresh off the lot.
Nah, that's what's up.
You going crazy.
What's up?
And I feel like it has to be because, like, you really like that. Like when you in there, you got to be the elite brand, all that.
You have to be.
So how you feel like you set yourself apart? Like,
I feel like I set myself apart because, one, I build relationships with all my clients. I feel like that could definitely be a good thing, and it could be a bad thing because sometimes, like, clients blur lines. Like, lines are very blurred, and they don't know, like, okay, granted, like, yeah, like, you my girl, but, like, you not really my girl.
my girl like that.
We don't
Like my girlfriend client, not like my
like
girlfriend.
We not really going out. Now, granted, sometimes you do end up being friends with some of your clients. Like, oh, let's go get a drink. Like, some of my clients have become like, oh, like, we really friends. Like, I could text them and we be talking. Or we'll go on dates and stuff. But it's other clients where the lines start to get blurred and they thinking that it is what it ain't. Yeah. But I feel like the relationship is definitely the main thing that sets me apart. And also the fact that I do quality work and I'm not one of those fast lash techs. I'm not going to get you in and out in 30 minutes. Your lashes are going to last, and they're going to be bomb. And on top of it, it's not going to mess up your natural lashes. I'm very big on, like, not messing up natural lashes.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can't be bald.
Yeah, because I've definitely seen some bad ones.
I have
So-
to.
What's it?
I have to.
Bad blink.
Hold on, my fault.
How would you call them? Blink, blink.
Bad blink blinks.
You gotta take me things off.
Your lashes right now is snap. Like, you clearly.
Oh,
You feel what I'm
thank
saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. So, like, what's your next steps? Like, what's your plans for expanding? Like, what's your
I want to build a team.
okay?
That's
So
the
everything
first.
so far just been you and your partner.
Well, For the studio, it's been me and my partner.
Okay.
For the
Lashes,
Elite brand, it's
Okay.
just me. Like, only me.
Wow, that's crazy. Actually.
And it's only been me for the past, I'm going into business for almost 5 years now.
Wow.
Congratulations
That's
on
what's
that.
up.
Like, cause 5 years in business is
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
It's definitely crazy. But wait, what was the question?
How you plan on expanding?
Oh.
You say you trying to build a team.
Yeah, I definitely want to build a team. I've been listening to a whole bunch of books that, my Caucasian friends tell me to read. So I read it. Or
Shout
I'll
out to
listen
those-
to it.
those
I'll
guys.
listen to it on Audible.
Right.
And and I've just been listening to that and trying to like take what I'm learning. Reading comprehension is key. You can read it, but you have to comprehend it. So now I'm just trying to play with it and see like what works, what doesn't work, what I like, what I don't like. I also want to get products, and I really want to start focusing more on teaching. Like that's like the main goal at the end. Like have a whole school for just lashes. Like you come to me to get certified by Elite. Like it's no
Certified by Elite sound hot too.
It
does.
It do.
Got right into it. Yeah, because I guess if you get certified by the Elite, you already stamped. Like I'm
Hello?
already here.
Like
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, no, that sound heavy. Just another open one. Like, do you feel like people respect your craft? Because we was talking about it, and it was like even how you just mentioned how you're able to do lashes and still keep natural lashes intact. Like, do you feel like people understand really what you do and respect it?
No, they don't understand all that go into it.
They
And
don't understand it because we live in a society where a lot of people don't care about, my natural stuff. Like, we're very plastic.
Yes.
Very plastic. I know people who are obsessed with freaking frontals. You have no edges. Why would you keep getting frontals if you know you're pulling out your edges?
why?
Why you do that,
So
Mama?
they want stuff that's quick. They want stuff that's fast. They want stuff that like lashes. Like, and I tell my clients this all the time. Like, lashes are not a necessity. Now, it's not. I'm not gonna lie and say that you need these. You don't need them. It's a luxury. So therefore, if you're able to afford this luxury, you need to take care of your luxury. You're not going to throw a Chanel bag on the floor.
right.
No. So you're going to take care of that bag. You're going to put it back in the dust bag, and you're going to put it back in the closet. Oh, it might even have a nice little stand.
Right.
So that's what when people come to me, you really have to understand that this is a luxury.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to
Treat it
care
like
of
that.
Treat it as such.
I feel that. So we about to get out of here, y'all. We done talked a lot in this joint. but before we get out of here, do you have any advice for any upcoming lash techs or women business owners,
Future
coming up in business,
entrepreneur, yeah.
trying to get the bands up?
I would definitely say, this might sound cliche, but be consistent. You have to be consistent. And also try to show up every day. And when I say show up every day, it doesn't mean that you have to give it 100% each day. It just means that you're at least doing something for your business each day. You're learning something for the business, doing something, even if it's as small as a post. Do the post. Or if it's reading a book, read the book. Read the 30 pages of the book. But just show up each day. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be 100. You could give 10% one day, 25%. But as long as you're showing up, all of that hard work is going to add up and build and build and build, instead of just like people thinking, oh, like overnight success or anything like that. That doesn't really happen a lot at all, to be honest. Like, you have to put the work in.
There you have it. You know what I'm saying?
There you have it.
Thank you, Miss Aliyah, Studio 8, Elite Brand. Can you tell us where we can find you on socials?
You can find me. So my personal Instagram is Aliyah Lauren, ALIYAHLAWREN, and my business Instagram is _the Elite Brand.
And this has been another episode of The Winners Culture. Follow us on Instagram at The Winners Culture, at Studio 524 Philly. I'm your host. It's just JJ. Some call me Jamie Small sometimes.
Told you that. Nobody calls you that ever.
And to my left.
Y'all see the smile when he said that? Like, somebody
I might go by Casa Jamie now. I'm gonna talk about that in the next joint.
Why though?
Somewhere.
What's going on today? Like,
Casa Jamie.
Can
I
y'all
don't even want to know that.
can y'all tell
I don't
him?
even
Can y'all
want
tell him we leaving?
You know what I'm saying?
Can y'all-
Listen, you can follow me at Knock on Woods Productions. Just Daryl, 1R, 1Y, 1L. Where is what?
y'all can follow me at Blondie.
And we out. Thank you.
He's tripping.
So
Casa
please tell me where
Jamie.
Casa Jamie has come from.
Casa
Oh,
Jamie.
why you trying to call me Casa